All right, so you're here with us again, ready for another deep dive. And today we're looking at something pretty fundamental.
Yeah,
Those little words we learn as kids, please and thank you.
right.
And we're going deep on a video called The Power of Please and Thank You, Daily Mannerism, #1.
Catchy title.
Yeah, you might think, oh, I know all about please and thank you, but stick with us because we're going to pull out some pretty surprising insights, I think, from this. And maybe you'll even walk away with some, practical things you can apply in your own life.
Exactly. And it might seem like kind of a simple topic at first glance,
Yeah,
but when you really dig into it, there's a lot more there than meets the eye.
for sure.
And the video actually covers a surprising range of situations,
Yeah.
from like everyday interactions in a cafe to
Yeah.
how we teach our kids to the workplace. So it's pretty relevant to pretty much everyone.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. And the video starts with a really striking contrast right off the bat.
Yeah.
You have someone who just walks up and demands one cappuccino. Yeah, and then you have someone who says, "Could I please have a cappuccino?" And it's like night and day, right?
Huge difference.
The narrator even points out, that little please could mean you get a smile from the barista.
Maybe even an extra shot.
Yeah, right. You never
Right.
know.
Exactly.
So what struck you about that initial comparison?
Well, I think it really highlights how much power there is in approaching those everyday interactions with a little bit more mindfulness. That
Yeah.
simple please turns to demand into a request. And it shows you're not just thinking about what you want,
Right.
but you're acknowledging the person on the other side of the counter as well.
Like a human being, right?
Like you said, it changes the whole dynamic.
It does. It really does. And the video goes deeper than just, surface level politeness.
Hmm.
It talks about please and thank you as expressions of respect and acknowledging someone's choice like they're choosing to help you. They're not obligated.
Absolutely. And I think that's so important because, in so many of our interactions, we kind of take other people for granted. Like they're just supposed to do things for us.
Yeah.
Whether it's a server bringing us food or a coworker helping with a project.
Or even like family members,
Oh,
right?
yeah, for sure.
Like doing the dishes or something.
Especially family members.
Yeah. And so saying please, it's like we're acknowledging that, hey, this is a choice you're making to help me. And I respect that.
Right. And on the flip side, thank you is all about validating someone's effort,
Yeah.
no matter how small the task might seem.
Absolutely. And I think that really taps into that human need we all have to feel seen and appreciated.
Totally. It's like a little dose of positive reinforcement.
Yeah, and it seems like that's especially important in the workplace, which the video gets into next.
Oh, for sure.
It talks about the difference between just expecting someone to stay late and actually saying, "Thanks for staying late today."
Right. Or, instead of just barking, review this now, saying something like, could you please review this when you get a moment?
Huge difference.
It's night and day.
And the video really stresses that those little words have a big impact professionally.
Yeah, and I think it comes down to creating a more positive and respectful work environment.
Okay.
When you show appreciation for someone's effort, they're more likely to be engaged and motivated.
It's true.
And when you make requests politely rather than demanding things,
Yeah.
it just builds better relationships and fosters a sense of teamwork.
Yeah, it's like a little acknowledgement of shared humanity in a place that can sometimes feel kind of impersonal, right?
Totally, especially these days with so much remote work and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So then the video brings up something I think we can all relate to, which is, we learn these manners as kids,
Right.
but then as we get older, maybe we get busy or we just start to assume that people are doing their job, so we don't say please and thank you as much.
It's easy to fall into that trap.
It is, but the video makes a case for why we shouldn't let that happen.
Yeah, and I think it's because manners aren't just about following some arbitrary rules.
Right.
They're about recognizing the human connection in every interaction.
Even if someone's getting paid to do something.
Exactly, even then.
Yeah, it's still a person you're interacting with.
And acknowledging their effort with a simple thank you can make a huge difference.
It reminds both of you that you're both human beings.
Right, it's not just a transaction.
For sure. And the video has this great example to illustrate this. It's like comparing get me a pen versus could you please pass me a pen?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And the narrator points out that the second one just feels better.
Way better.
Yeah, because it shows that you're considering the other person.
And it gives them a sense of agency.
Yeah.
Like you're not just bossing them around.
Exactly. So, it's such a small change in wording, but it completely changes the tone.
Oh, totally. And I think that's why the video calls it a simple formula for building trust and strengthening relationships. Because when you consistently show that kind of respect and consideration, it really adds up over time.
Okay, so please, turns a demand into a request and thank you, turns a task into a moment of appreciation.
Exactly.
And the video argues that this simple formula can have a huge impact on our
It
interactions.
really can.
So what's the evidence for that?
Well, it's not always easy to measure these things scientifically.
Right.
But think about it this way. Trust is built through repeated positive interactions.
Right? Makes sense.
And when you make an effort to be polite and show appreciation,
Yeah.
you're creating those positive interactions. And over time, that builds trust and strengthens your relationships.
And it seems like this applies across the board, at home, at work, with friends,
Yeah.
even with strangers.
Totally. The video really emphasizes that this isn't just some cultural quirk.
Right.
It's a fundamental human thing.
Yeah.
Everyone appreciates being treated with respect and kindness.
Absolutely. And the video even challenges the viewers to try a little experiment.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
To spend a whole day really focusing on using please and thank you in every interaction, even the small ones.
It's harder than you think.
It is. It really makes you aware of how often we just forget or take these things for granted.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because when you make that effort, you really do notice a shift in the energy around you.
So have you ever tried this yourself?
I have, actually. And it's kind of amazing how much of a difference it makes.
Really?
People just seem to respond more positively,
Wow.
like you're putting out good vibes and getting good vibes back.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost?
Yeah, kind of. And the cool thing is it doesn't require any special skills or resources.
Right.
Like the video says, manners are free, but their value is limitless.
It's such a great line.
It is, and it really drives home the point that something so simple can have such a profound impact.
Yeah.
And it all starts with those two little words.
Please and thank you. So for everyone listening out there, we encourage you to take that challenge. See what happens when you make a conscious effort to use those words more often, and just notice how it affects your interactions and even your own state of mind. And as you go about your day, think about this: how might consistently weaving please and thank you into your life subtly reshape your relationships and your overall experience of the world?
It's a small change with the potential for a big impact.
Exactly. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.